going, mate? How's it going? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series, of course, every single day. Series here on the channel where I'll reflect on what's been said about the Blues, giving you my opinion on it. More importantly, asking for yours. Chelsea offered Raheem Sterling, an elite winger attacker, player we've spoken about before. We're going to reference the article. And also, Chelsea could be in for another City player, the striker, Gabriel Jesus, in his prime, wants to play, obviously. Haaland coming in, actually might suit, and it might shoot as well. That'd be good for a friggin' striker. Might suit Chelsea perfectly before you judge. Get comfortable. Thank you for liking and subscribing. We are going to look at the stats. Yeah, if you sub, please hit the bell. So much news coming out at the moment. Also, take a second and listen to this.
Ladies and gentlemen, this video is brought to you by my partner Surfshark. Not got a VPN yet? Well, this is the perfect opportunity to catch up with everybody else and utilize an incredible deal I can offer you. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. You've probably heard of it already. Most people have one, and if you don't, this is your opportunity to get one because it does so much for you. Surfshark can be utilized on loads of different devices, and what it does is it protects your data, keeps you safe, as well as opening up different opportunities in terms of watching media. In the digital age, there's many people out there that are trying to clone your details or steal your identity, and using a VPN can help protect against that. It bounces around your IP address, which means no one knows where you are, and you've always got this veil of security in front of you. Not just security, like I said, the aforementioned reason of opening up media, you can simply change your location using the VPN. It's super simple, and you can unlock pieces of media that you weren't able to watch in your country previously. It takes literally like a second, and it's super simple. But of course, there's more. If you've listened to me talk about Surfshark before, you'll know that I always utilize it to change my Netflix location. Personally, I always jump from the UK to USA, which again only takes a couple of seconds, and after you've done that, you've opened up the American Netflix pool of media, films, shows, everything's available to you. Why wouldn't you want to do that, mate? The great thing about me being partnered with Surfshark is I can offer you an incredible deal.
The deal we can offer you is 83% off, 3 months free, and now a totally free antivirus as well when you use my code FOOTBALL.
So affordable, so easy to use. It looks great as a digital service, and it's mega affordable. Just click the link down in the description now to go check out this amazing offer and use my code FOOTBALL on Surfshark. See you soon, mate.
And we're back. Didn't expect me to take my jumper off. Do go check out Surfshark. It's an amazing deal and an amazing service. Boys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, so much to get into. Man City related. Of course, sanctions lifted, transfer window opening, when's it? Soon? Imminently. Chelsea needs to catch up, and we do need to revitalize the attack. You've seen the stories. We've been talking about it a lot. I spoke to Nini about this, about the Romelu Lukaku situation. Seemingly untenable. It's not 100% that he goes, purely because we don't know if there's a deal that can be cooked where we see him leaving. Do you know what I mean? So Chelsea are going to go and look to get an attacker, at least one. Maybe Lukaku goes and a wide attacker, which would leave space for a striker and Ousmane Dembele. We are going to talk about both Raheem Sterling today and, of course, Gabriel Jesus, which is the big story circulating the last a couple of days. People are put off because they think, he's never been, City's first choice striker. And now, obviously, Haaland's coming in. There's people saying, we don't want the rejects if, Haaland's coming. You don't know Haaland's going to hit the ground running. Yes, he's an amazing finisher. But actually, we're going to look at the stats of Gabriel Jesus, the profile. It might actually suit our attack a lot better. And we'll look at his stats. Let's start off with Raheem Sterling, though. We have looked at his... we will look at the stats in a bit. We have looked at Sterling's stats before, not Jesus, and they're very good, and they seem like the profile that Thomas Tuchel will want. So I'm going to read a short article now, published on Court Offside by a chap called Mark Bruce. Apparently he's been offered to Chelsea. Chelsea offered a chance to seal transfer of Premier League star who's unhappy under current manager. Now, he has been unhappy under Pep for a while. You've kind of seen that, and there's been murmurs in the media. Raheem Sterling is 27. He scored loads of Premier League goals. He's like, he's been like the form attacker of England, and he's been at Liverpool, so he knows how to play at the top level. And he's been coached by Guardiola. He knows how systems work. He knows that he's got to work hard. And we've looked at his stats before. His turnovers in the final third is really... This is the kind of stuff that our manager, Thomas Tuchel, has spoken about before that he really likes. I would never personally have chosen Raheem Sterling. And if you said to me now, Jan, choose between Sterling and Ousmane Dembele, the sexier signing feels like Ousmane Dembele, not just because it's free, because he's worked with Tuchel and, he's from a different league and he plays for France and Barcelona, so that feels exciting. But, Raheem Sterling has been winning Premier Leagues and playing in maybe the best team in the world. People are like, I don't know, even myself to a degree, kind of like deterred by this like English guy who wants more game time at City. But in terms of what he's been operating at, the level he's been operating at, it's so high. Let's read this. The England international was expected to leave the Etihad Stadium this summer, according to AS, with Chelsea alongside Real Madrid and Barcelona and Bayern Munich as the clubs that could be offered his signing. Chelsea fans will surely follow this saga with interest, as their club looks in need of some big-name signings up front this summer after underachieving last campaign. True, Sterling could help give the Blues more of a goal threat after some disappointing form of the likes of Lukaku, Werner and Pulisic in recent times, of course. Sterling scored 17 goals in 47 games in all comps, which is pretty good for a wide forward. In this season just gone, and it's slightly surprising that City might be ready to let such an influential player go. Well, you put in a transfer request, you want to go, you might become not toxic, I don't think it'd become a toxic influence in the dressing room, but just if someone doesn't want to be there, it's never good, is it? AS claims that the 27-year-old has never really seen eye to eye with Pep Guardiola, so it would be interesting to see how he might get on under Thomas Tuchel. This is true, by the way. Even when he was scoring loads and loads of goals, we looked... I did a whole video on him, go back and watch it. Even when he scored loads of goals that one season, he was never really best mates with Pep, and they never really hit it off. Chelsea are also being linked with a similar attacking player in the form of Ousmane Dembele, a player, of course, we probably will sign. The bookmakers are putting Chelsea heavy odds-on favourites to sign Ousmane Dembele. I can't really see him going anywhere else. Apparently PSG don't want Dembele. Barcelona have kind of washed their hands of it. There's a few reasons like that you think, I want Dembele, but then Sterling's just operating at the highest level. Anyway, let's move on. I don't want to spend too much time on this. I'm going to cite an article now talking about Gabriel Jesus, which is the more recent story, or certainly the Sterling story has been updated with him being offered to Chelsea, but Gabriel Jesus is a new one. Of course, people talking about him maybe going to Arsenal. Arsenal now don't have Champions League football. Maybe when those links were being talked about, he thought they'd be in Europe. Could he be going to Chelsea? Of course, all of this hangs in the balance if Romelu Lukaku goes out the door. We are going to be citing an article here from the Daily Fail, so I apologise in advance, but it's interesting. Real Madrid, because apparently Real Madrid won Jesus as well. Fear Chelsea have now entered the fight to sign Gabriel Jesus from Man City, with the new owner, Todd Boehly, preparing a formal proposal for the striker, who's also wanted by Arsenal and Tottenham. Interesting. Chelsea have joined Real Madrid in the chase to sign Man City's Gabriel Jesus. Interesting. Real Madrid are bracing themselves in a transfer scrap with Chelsea over Man City for Gabriel Jesus. Reports claim with new owner Todd Boehly, he can make the Brazilian one of his first signings. That's a kind of recurring thing that's going around. He could be one of the new signings. He could be the new signing of the new era, the first signing of the new era. Jesus has a number of teams from across Europe chasing his signature this summer, with Guardiola willing to let him leave after signing Erling Haaland. Real Madrid were the latest team to join the hunt, I suppose because they've obviously got to start thinking in the future after Karim Benzema is going to be 34, 35. Luka Jovic doesn't look like the one. And if this guy scores goals in the Man City team, you'll think, yeah, you can score goals in the Real Madrid team. Real Madrid face plenty of competition and opposition to sign him, so saith the article. Chelsea have shown, quote, strong interest in Jesus, according to Spanish outlet AS, or AS, however you want to say it, and preparing a bid once the legalities of Boehly's deal has officially gone through, which I think they have, to blow Madrid, who are hoping to bring him to the Bernabeu, in a blow to Real Madrid. Not to blow Real Madrid. They'll probably be quite pleased with that. Jesus has scored 8 times in 21 starts for Man City. It's all right. In their title-winning campaign this season and the last campaign, has been heavily linked with a move to Premier League sides like Arsenal and Tottenham, but a switch to La Liga has been mooted this week. Both Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid are believed to have been offered the player in a blow to the Gunners, who are desperate for a new forward. Alexander Lacazette and Eddie Nketiah are both set to leave on free transfers. But Arsenal don't have Champions League football yet again, another important factor here. And now they will face even more competition. Chelsea have thrown their hat in the ring. Interesting. The Blues will try and wrap the deal up once the summer embargo has been formally lifted, which I think it had been, so that's interesting. Arsenal was stepping up their interest, and they were willing to double his salary at City to 200k a week. Interesting to hear that Gabriel Jesus was only getting paid 100k a week, because City don't pay as much as Man United, but Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland will be both in the top 3 with actually they'll be the top 2, I think. Now Cristiano Ronaldo will have that pay cut because they didn't get the Champions League. So number 1 will be Haaland, top paid player in the league. Number 2 will be KDB. So they do pay a lot to certain players. But it's interesting that he's only just on 100k when he was at one point looking to be like the guy to take over from Sergio Aguero. Okay, so we're going to look at the stats, man. I know a lot of you guys are thinking, yeah, and, he's a Chelsea reject. He's a Man City reject. We don't want him. I don't think that's the case. He's played well for Man City recently. He's in his prime, and he's the kind of striker. He's not like Lukaku, basically, who, wants to just run a channel and transition and maybe play a little bit in the penalty box. He moves around. He spent a lot of time at Man City playing on the wing, playing very well. So he knows his way around the front area. And we're going to show you stats now for you to have an idea. Now, this is his scouting report on FPRef, and the top of the tree is goal-creating actions from defence. Now, that might sound peculiar to you, but again, like Raheem Sterling, much in the school of Guardiola, for a striker, he's the very top for strikers that do a defensive action and turn into a goal. And again, to repeat myself, that is something Thomas Tuchel likes. He wants high turnovers in the final third, in the attacking third. You lose the ball, you get it back, you create a chance. Because when you lose it and immediately get it back, the opposition have changed from their defensive shape, and they're like in a fleetingly vulnerable position, and that actually puts you in a position of strength to score. So the fact that he's top of that is really, really good. Makes a lot of passes, successful dribbles. Now he's still in the top 4. He's not like elite numbers for like a gunman, but remember he's playing in the Premier League, and he's still in the top 4% for non-penalties XG. So he gets in and amongst it, and basically it still generates a lot, puts himself in goal scoring opportunities. He takes a lot of touches. He does do some passes offside as a striker, probably because he's a striker. So non-penalties XG and an expected assist, he's in the top 6%, top 5% for penalties. One, again, he's passes blocked, which is really good. He's in the top 5% for a striker. Decent pass completion, creates a lot of tackles, and his XG's high as well. So if we're going to play like we do under Tuchel, and we need that person who plays centre forward striker to be a bit more like mobile and move around and score goals, do high turnovers, and be a working part of the attack rather than this like talismanic goal scorer who just doesn't really gel with everything else, maybe look no further than Gabriel Jesus. Now there's also reports suggesting from transfer accounts and social media and stuff that he could be offered to Chelsea, or Chelsea could buy him for 45 million euros, which would be about 38 million pounds, which again, for a striker who scored goals in the Premier League, is in his prime, what's that, like the price of like Hakim Ziyech or something, and he's performing at the highest level, and he's been coached by Pep Guardiola. He'll have something point to prove, he wants to be the man. Look, it's an option. I wanted to talk about it. I'm not saying it's the solution, but I've been so scarred before from, strikers from different leagues coming into the landscape that is the Premier League and not performing. We've seen both of these guys perform. What do you think though, man? I gotta put it out to you guys. It's just a tricky one to like break down and think about. Comment down below. I really want to hear what people's opinions are on both of these players, City players. I think what makes Chelsea great and unique is our wing-back system, and the attackers need to be good enough and functional and intelligent. And I think Sterling and Gabriel Jesus are both those things. They're not necessarily the ones I'd pick, but I could definitely get behind them if that's who we get. Let me know what you think though. Comment down below. Do check out Surfshark by clicking the link in the top of the description for that amazing deal, and I look forward to seeing you very soon on the next video. Peace.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me baby.